Hi there. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful to connect in with you in this way. Thank you to everybody watching. If you're just listening on a podcast audio platform, I'm just so grateful for you guys. It's an incredible world that we live in where we can connect like this. And I just don't get to know where this is going to go or who's going to listen, where and when, and who's going to see this and whose heart it might touch. And that's not for me to know. My job is to show up with everything I've got and give it to you and let it go. And what came through for me today to talk about is kind of an aspect of self love because it's always going to be about love, but specifically feeling good in your skin, feeling good as who you are. Because I think when you do that and learn to do that and nurture a sense of just loving who you are, it impacts everything. It impacts people around you. It impacts your relationships. It helps you to show up and do what you're here to do fully. The reason that I can, excuse me, just be here authentically and speak whatever wants to come through is for one, practice, of course, but also um, I'm just comfortable. I gave up a long time ago caring if I screw this up. Pardon my language, but if I mess this up, I'm not sure if I've shared the story before, but that when I started making videos, I was in real estate and I wanted to create some little promo videos, right? Show people some condos or houses or whatever. And I can remember, forgive me if you've heard this before, I'll tell it quickly, but I can remember, I can still feel it, um, holding my phone up and trying to make a recording, and my hand was shaking, and I felt like a complete dork and just ugly and awkward, and I just was not confident, and I didn't know it, but I mustn't have really liked myself very much and or felt confident in myself. And but I really wanted to do it. It wasn't because I wanted to, it wasn't about me. I wanted to share stuff that I loved with people, which at the time was condos. I really, really loved them, really, really a lot. I loved the views, I loved the elevators, I loved the amenities, and I just really loved them. I was doing something that I love, and I wanted to share it. And social media had come along, and it was perfect. So I still remember that day. Pardon me. Um, Sending this little video, just absolutely terrified, and sending it into a private group and asking it was a women's networking group, and some of you are on this platform, so you know who you are. And I asked them for their advice and I asked them for their feedback so that I could get better at making videos, and they were amazing. They didn't shame me, or of course they didn't, but you know how our little critical voice in our head says mean things. And so in this private group they shared with me some feedback, and I got better, and I did it again and again and again, to the point now where I have sent videos, requests for things that are in my purpose to very quote unquote famous people. There is nobody that I could not speak to on video. I can turn this on. This is a setup for a podcast, but I can turn on my phone and speak heart to the person intended to receive the message. And it doesn't matter who it is. It could be anybody, because I'm speaking to the human. I'm speaking to the heart. I'm speaking to the being. And I know that we're all connected. And I know that if they're open to it, I'm speaking spirit to spirit. And it comes from love. And for the right people, that is going to have impact. So I got so comfortable speaking in a video format that I can say anything and I don't care anymore. And one of the ways that I did that, as I touched on a few minutes ago, was to just not care if I screwed up. Because I think that our desire to be perfect, even though it's not possible, it stops us from trying a lot of things. It stops us from being willing to be a beginner again, like we were when we were kids. Our desire to not look stupid in front of people, or to, make an idiotic mistake or say something stupid. I mean, how many times when I'm making this podcast or a video have you seen me accidentally tap my microphone or tap my computer? And there's a version of me a long time ago that would have been, kind of seems silly now, but kind of mortified at that. Or, if my hair was out of place, or those are silly examples, but just even if you're looking, if you're watching and not listening, I'm wearing a scarf. And when I got home from a very extended trip, I had been living out of a suitcase. Some of you know the story, for almost 3 months. And I had like maybe max 10 outfits for 3 months. And I bought a couple of things, but I didn't have any room for anything because it was a carry on. I had only intended to go away for a week or so, 5 to 7 days. And I ended up being gone for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And hilariously, I managed to mix and match these outfits. But the point is, when I got back, I had this closet full of these beautiful scarves, and I just love them so much. So I'm just throwing them on and making a podcast with them, because what matters is the essence and the frequency and the alignment and the message. And it's going to get through to you if it's intended to. And if it's not, and we're not aligned, you're not even going to be here. You're not going to be listening. You're not going to be watching. So I'm speaking to nobody right now, because those that are meant to be here will. And you won't care that I'm wearing a scarf, or that my hair is in my face, or whatever. And that's what I'm inviting you to do. I'm trying to share this essence of what it feels like to not care at all how you come across, because you just love yourself. And you know that when you're authentic, the right people will come into your sphere. At the same time, actually not caring, being willing to dance on the street like I am, or whatever for you are those things that are scary, and a loss of control, or a loss of face or reputation, or whatever those things might be. When you truly surrender and release all of that, you actually get joy. And when you're willing to not care what people think, the counterintuitive thing that happens is that you really care what people think, because you're not worried about what they care about what you're saying or doing or thinking. You care more about the connection and being present for somebody, because you just are, you're just present. And that is what it feels like to be comfortable in your skin, to be happy with who you are. I can see things happening. I don't have the same hair that I used to when I was 20. I have sun damage on my skin. I have laugh lines that I didn't used to have. I don't care. I love this being more than I can say. And that has nothing to do with ego. It has to do with knowing how much of a gift this life is, and how little what our body looks like matters, except that it's a temple, and it's the physical being that we get, the vessel to walk around in, to experience with, instead of worrying about what your butt looks like, or what your stomach looks like, or if you're strong enough, or how your gym workout went. Well, it's good to stay in shape, but are you doing it because of how you might look, or are you doing it because it feels amazing to work your muscles and feel that tiredness that can only come from a really great workout or climb or ride or whatever it is? Are you feeling the water when you wash the dishes or have a bath or a shower? Are you really seeing things with those incredible eyes of yours? Do you hear everything with those amazing ears? Pay attention to the things that really matter, and just accept and surrender the things that you can't control. I can control so many things about what I look like. Who cares? It doesn't matter. That's what being comfortable in your skin feels like. Because as soon as you surrender all care about, doesn't mean I don't care what I look like. I just don't care what people think about what I look like, if that makes sense. And as soon as you surrender that, you get joy. You get experiential adventure in life, instead of trying to control things. Our minds, they are called monkey minds for a reason. They are wonderful tools, but horrible masters. And so when you drop into your body and just stop that mind chatter and just be in your heart, your experience gets so much richer and deeper and just better. So today my invitation is for you to just be present and give yourself some love. Be grateful for this incredible gift that we have, not just intellectually as a concept, but really feel what a gift it is to be alive for however much time you have here, to connect like this, to have all of the senses that you have, to have this adventure in time and space, and just go enjoy it. That's what being comfortable in your skin feels like. Don't worry about what anyone else is thinking. Just enjoy being you, because you're amazing. You can't not be amazing, because we all are. Okay? Okay. That's what I have for you today. And as always, so much love. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, I hope you enjoyed this episode and it helped you open your heart, feel inspired, and know that we are all connected. Please subscribe and share so this work can touch more people. This is how we co-create the world we want to live in. Thank you so much again for joining us, and talk to you next time.